Yeah, good afternoon all. Myself, Dr. Praveen, Associate Professor in School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence in SR University. Today I am going to explain DDL, DML and one more is DCL commands in DBMS. SQL commands, it is a very important commands. Right, in SQL, the mainly we have three types of commands: data definition language commands, data manipulation language commands, data control language commands. These are the very important topic for SQL queries. Right, now coming to the DDL. DDL stands for data definition language commands. Okay, now in relational model is nothing but a model is a combination of rows and columns. It's a core framework in database system. It organizes data into tables with rows and columns to ensure data integrity and consistency using constraints such as primary key constraints, foreign key constraints, unique constraints. Right, they help maintain the meaningful relations between tables. Okay, now here we will discuss the DDL, DML, DCL commands with along with the primary foreign key constraints. Now foundations for real it is for the industry required skills and bridge between theory and practices we will discuss, as well as real time projects also we will discuss in this lesson, in this concept. Okay. Yeah, now coming to this one, in simple manner, SQL is a non-procedural English-like language, right? That process data into groups of records rather than one record at a time. Few functions of SQL are store data, modify data, retrieve data, delete data, right? And create tables and other database objects, modify tables and other database objects, describe tables and other database objects, delete tables and other database objects. Okay, SQL is a structured query language. Okay, now here store data. How can we store the data? Okay, by using, first of all, we have to create a physical schema by using the create table, and after physical schema it means we create a table with some attributes. So based on these attributes we have to store the data, we have to insert data into the table by using the insert command. And next, sometimes we have to modify the data. How can we modify the data? Suppose already in existing table we have a employee salary is 10,000. Now after 1 month his salary will be incremented by 5,000. So pre-existing salary is 10,000. Now the new salary is 15,000. So how can we modify the data? Okay, by using the update command. Right, you observe here, store data, we have to create the table, we have to insert the table, right? And modify data, we have to update the table or update the data by using the update command. And next one is the retrieve data. Retrieve means you can access the data by using the select command. Suppose you want to print the some details of the employee who are salary greater than some 50,000. So now you simple write the query for by using the SQL select command. Select star from employee where employee salary is greater than 50,000. Then it will be written all employees details. Suppose you have some name, you are specify some name with whether the salary is greater than 50,000 or not. So better you have to use the select command. We have to combine with the AND operation. And next one is the delete data. Delete data means we store the data. We that is called ins by using insert. We store the data. After some time, we have to delete the data by using the delete command. That is also DML command. Now delete from employee where employee number equal to something. Okay, we have to remove the total row from the employee table. Now the fifth point is create table and other database objects, modify table and other database object, Describe, DESC is the describe. It will be written all the attribute details of the table. And delete tables and other our database objects. We can delete the data table by using the delete command. Now, see observe here. Here we have a visual representation of all commands. Now DDL commands: create, drop, alter, and truncate. These are the four important DDL commands. Creating the table, and after some time, for example, there is no need of the table, then we can remove the table by using the drop command. So drop table, table name. Just use drop command, then automatically your table will be removed from the database. And alter, this will be used for adding the attributes, right? Or adding the attributes for, and that is the modifying the attributes. That is called, I will explain briefly. And truncate, we have to remove the total data from the table. And then that is about the DDL commands. And coming to DML commands: insert, update, delete. Now, why we are using insert? We are inserting rows into the table. And if you want to update, if you want to change anything in the table, then we can use update command. And there is no need of particular row. For example, the in student table, the particular student is detained, then we can remove that row, remove that student details from the student table by using the delete command. And data control language commands, that is one is grant, another one is the revoke. Sometimes we have to give the permissions to the students, so permission to other unauthorized person, then you can use the grant command. And revoke, so after permission we can revoke the permission, that is called revoke. And transaction control language commands, right? Transaction control language command is a when we are use the transactions, right? Then use the commit, that is permanently save the data in the database. Rollback, that is nothing but a undo. And next save point, we create a one area for the storing the data, that is the data control language command. And next one is the DQL, data query language command, that is the select data control language command. Data TCL data transaction control language. And DQL is the, that is select command. Now coming to here, SQL commands are grouped into four major categories depending on their functionality. Data definition language command. These SQL commands are used for creating, modifying, and dropping the structure of the database. So creating, this is the creating, dropping, alter, modifying, and truncate. Okay, now the commands are create, alter, drop, and describe and truncate. Now, data manipulation commands, these SQL commands are used for storing, retrieving, modifying, and deleting. These commands are select, insert, update, and delete. Select is actually data query language command, but here we are use the always DML. Okay, transaction control language commands. Okay, now these SQL commands are used for managing changes affects the data. These commands are commit, rollback, and save point. Now, data control language commands. These SQL commands are used for providing security to the database objects by using the grant and revoke. Data query language. This is SQL command are used to query the database. The only command is select. Okay, now data definition language command. Data definition language statements, DDL statements, are used to define the database structure or schema. Different types of DDL commands are create, drop, alter, truncate, describe. Create command is used to create the database, tables, and views. So now how can we create the database? Simple, we have a syntax: create, create table, that is the create database, database name. This is the database. This is the database. Now we have to store the tables in this database. So first we create database name is SRU. If you want to create a new database, Then create database statement would be as follows: create database SRU. Create database SRU. So we create the database first initial, that is the create table name. Now this is the table is a student, table is the employee, table is the account, table is the bank, and table is the person. Simple. The table is nothing but a entity. In last video, we discussed the entity relational model. So same way here also, table is the entity which contains the rows and columns. So create table. See, create table, table name. Now column name, column 1 data type, column 2 data type, column 3 data type, swan column n data type. If we want to take any primary keys, then primary key one or more columns. So sometime maximum we have to take the one primary key in the table. Okay. Student create a table name as a student. How can you create the student name, student table? Here create SQL, create table name is the student, attributes are all ticket number, this is the number of 10, comma, yes name, var 2 of 20, these are the data type, and percentage, now number of 7, comma 2, close the compound, close the bracket, semicolon. This is the creating the student table. All right. Now drop the table. Drop the table means drop command is used to drop the database. Database or table. Now the syntax for the dropping the table. First we have to drop the database. Now drop database name. So already when we are create the database, one space is created for our data. After, for example, there is no need of the database, then we can permanently remove the database by using the drop command. If you want to delete an existing database, test DB, then drop database statement would be as follows: drop database test DB. Syntax for dropping table, drop table name. Same way we have two ways we have. One is drop table employee, drop database database. For example, bank. So this will be removed. Drop the table names, drop the database name, and alter. Okay, this is for the DDL command. It is used to alter the structure of the database object. Okay, well, already we created one structure. This is the structure, right? Employee number, employee name, salary, designation. Now we have to add a new attribute. For example, add a new attribute, that is the location, working location. So this is the existing object, right? Existing data structure, existing structure. So now we want to add a new attribute to the existing. So by using the alter command, we can achieve this change. Could be either to modify the characteristics of an existing attribute, or probably to add new attribute. Now to add a new column in the table, alter table name, add column name, column definition. How can I write here? Alter, here alter table. What is the table name? Employee, right? Add of what is the attribute? Location, character of some 20, character of 20. This is the alter command. Alter table name, add column name, column definition. Column name is the location. Now column type is the character. To modify existing column in the database, a table. Suppose I want to modify the employee name. Employee name, number of sizes, for example, some 10 we assume. When we create a table, the employee size is the 10. That is not sufficient for the new enrolls. So we can increase the size of the data type. So by using the modify attribute, alter table, modify definition, like alter table student details, add address where character 20. Alter table student details, modify name character to of 20. Actually, name is previously we declared as a 10 characters. Now we can increase from 10 to 20 characters. So this is about the alter. You remember, alter is used for the adding the attributes as well as modifying the attributes. Okay, clear? Is it clear, guys? Yes. Now next one is the truncate. It is used to delete all the rows from the table and free the space containing the table. Okay, for example, in our previous tables, we have a 10 rows are there. Now at a time, we can delete the all rows by using the truncate table. Now the schema is there, or space is containing the table, but there is no data. Truncate table, table name, truncate table employee. So it is used to describe the table syntax. Now we can remove the all the details. Describe table, apply name. So see, total how many functions we have? One is create, another one is the alter, third one is truncate, fourth one is the describe. So when we are using truncate, it is used to delete all the rows from the table, right? And drop is using for removing the whole table with the schema. But truncate, we removing the content from the delete the content from the table, right? And one more is the describe. It is used to describe the table, like describe table, table name. So it will display the details of the this is details of attributes, right? Suppose in our previous table we created, now all ticket number of 10, name, character of 20, right? Percentage, now number of 7 comma 2. Like this it will be displayed. Now data manipulation language command. The second command is the data manipulation language command. What is data manipulation? Already we have a data. Now this data is manipulated. First we have a create the schema, but there is no data. When we are create the table with the physical structure is created but no data. So the data manipulation language commands now are used to put data, modify data, and delete data from the database tables. These are the different three types, three are there. And one more is the select, also related to data manipulation language command. So now see, put some data into the table. That is called the inserting data into the table. And we modify the table. Sometimes the modification also required. So we can modify the data in the table. And sometimes we can remove the data from the table. So that is the data manipulation language command. Insert, update, delete, select. Now what is the syntax for the insert? Insert is the statement is in SQL query. It is used to insert data into the rows of the table. Okay, we can insert the data into the table. And now the syntax you observe here. This is the syntax insert into table name. What is the table name? Previously we have taken number of tables, that is called the employee. Insert into table name. What is the table name? Employee, right? If you want to store all the attributes directly, we can use store value. If you want to store some attributes in the table, that is also acceptable. Then we have to specify that attributes in the before the values. This here we have to specify the column or attributes. Otherwise, if you want to insert all attributes, there is no need of this one. Directly we can use the values and value 1, value 2, and value n. So insert into table name values, value 1 comma value 2 comma 1 value 1. Now insert into SRU author comma subject. Author comma subject means actually the SRU having from 4 or 5 attributes. But now here we want to insert only two attributes, that is author and subject. If we have a primary key, then we should 100% we can enter the primary key attributes. Author is Sandy, subject is the DBMS. This is the inserting data into the table. And updating, why we are update the table? What is the need of updating the table? So suppose the in present era, everyday data will be changed. Everyday data will be changed. So we can update the tables every way, every day, every second. So by using update command, this command is used to update or modify the values of the column in the table. Okay. Now we can updating the table by using the set. Update table name, set column details, and where condition. So now updating the update table name. What is the table name here? For example, student. Now student table user ID name is the Sandy, where student ID equal to 3. So now I want to change the employee name in the employee table, in particular employee record, or I want to change the employee salary and for the particular employee ID. So now I want to write update employee table name set salary equal to salary plus 10,000, where employee ID equal to 3006. Update employee set salary equal to salary plus 10,000, where employee ID equal to 3006. So we in this table we have many employees are there, but only particular employee ID 3006 can change the salary. Okay, this is the mm, okay, this is the update command. And next one is the delete. Okay, now we have to delete the data from the table by using the remove one or more rows from the table. Suppose there is no specific condition, then the whole data will be removed. Delete star from employee, where employee number equal to some 3006. So 3006 will be removed from the table. Okay, this is the insert, update, and one more is the delete command. And last one is the select command. This is used to select the attributes based on the condition described by where class. So we have to display something that is called the deleting the insert. After deletion we have to display the table content by using the select command. Select expression from the tables where condition. So select employee name. Particularly we have to print only employee name. Otherwise we can use the whole star symbol, star from. Select employee name from employee where age greater than 20. Then it will be display the who are age greater than 20 years. Now select star from employee, then it will be display the whole details of the employee table. All attributes will be displayed on your screen. Okay, but in select employee underscore name, it will be written only employee name. This is about the select command. The select command is using for the retrieving the data from the tables. And next one is the DCL commands. It is used to grant and take back authority from any database user. Sometimes we have to give the permissions to the students, or sometimes we have to give the permissions to the some persons, our neighbors. So you can give the permission by using the grant, and we can take back the permission from by using the revoke. Now grant is used to give the user access privileges to the database. Example grant. Now what are the commands he can access? Select he can access, insert he can access, delete he can access. The other details of the users are user one and localhost. Revoke, it is used to take back permission from the user. Right? Revoke, insert on. Okay. The now we have previously we give the three permissions. Now we have to revoke one permission, that is called insert. These two are the DCL commands. And next one is the TCL commands. Now, TCL commands can only be used with DML commands like insert, delete, and update. One second. Next one is the TCL commands. Okay, we completed DDL commands, DML commands, and one more is the DCL commands. The last commands are TCL commands. Now we will discuss the TCL commands. TCL stands for Transaction Control Language Commands. Now the only it is used with the DML commands like insert, delete, and update only. So these operations are automatically committed in the database. That's why they cannot be used while creating tables or dropping them. The commands included here: commit, rollback, save point. So TCL commands, where we are using the TCL commands. Suppose if you want to save the data permanently and you want to undo the, sometimes we have to, unfortunately we delete the data, so again we have to roll back the data by using the rollback command. And sometimes we have to save some important content into the save point. Okay, if you want to roll back the data, that first initially we create a save point. Okay, now the deleted data or modified all data is saved into the save point. So you have to extract the undo operation by using the save point. The commit command is used to save all the transaction to the database. See, observe here, just we are using the commit. That's it. After transaction, we can use the commit. Suppose update implies set salary equal to salary plus 10,000, where employed equal to 3006. Next, in SQL prompt, use the commit. Use the commit. So above transaction is updated and save all the information in the database. Right? That is about the commit. And next one is the rollback. Rollback command is used to undo transactions that have not already been saved to the database. So if the data is not, if you are there is no use the commit, so the data is not saved into the database. So now unfortunately we can remove the data. Okay, we really deleted the data from the table, so you can use the rollback. Then the data will be restored. That is called the rollback. Rollback command is used to undo transactions that have not already been saved to the database. Simple example: rollback. And next one, rollback employ rollback from save point. Okay, next third one is the save point. It is used to roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. Save point name. So we create the save point SRU. So save point SRU having the details of the or previous transaction details all are saved into the save point. Okay, if you want to extract the data, if you want to access the data from the rollback from the save point by using the rollback. These are the commits you remember. One is the commit, rollback, and save point. And next one, now we have some group activity on by using these commands. Now the class always split into 3 to 4 people, and minimum mini task we assigned to the students, creating a table employee with fields like employee ID. Employee ID is the primary key, name, salary, and we have to insert the 2 rows and give the select permission to another user. How can we give the select permission to another user? By using the grant permission. Each group writes one, write on paper, types in the shared Google Doc, and facilities collaboration and real practice. So this is the group activity. All of you practice this such type of activities. And case study. SR University is implementing the digital student course management system. As a student developer, you are assigned to create the database structure, insert sample data, and ensure access controls using the commands. So Now first we have to create the one database, and we are created tables. In the tables all are reside in the database, and we have to insert the data, and we maintain the primary keys, foreign keys, like that. And now outcome of this class is we to understand the different types of SQL commands. That is, what are the differences are between the DDL and DML, and DDL with the DCL. First, initially DDL commands we can create, and next one you go for the DML, and next one is the DCL, and last DCL. So create and manage database schemas, tables and structures using the DDL commands like create, alter, and drop. And perform some data manipulation operations using data manipulation language commands such as insert, delete, update, and select to interact with the data stored in databases. And implementation to access the control and manage privileges using DCL commands like grant and revoke. Write and execute basic to intermediate level SQL queries to handle real-time data basis tasks effectively, and demonstrates the practical scenarios such as managing user permissions and modifying data structures. So now this class, this video, we discussed all SQL commands. One is DDL, DML, DCL, and one more is the TCL. Now what are the DDL commands? DDL commands are creating. Next one is the alter. Third one is the drop and describe, right? And one more is the truncate also. And DML commands, what are the DML commands? Now one is the insert, delete, right? Update and select is also in DML command. And what are the DCL commands? One is grant, second one is the revoke. And TCL commands, we have three commands are there. That is, one is the commit, rollback, and save point. Okay, thank you for your thank you all. Now all of you share this video to your friends, and like this video, subscribe this video. Thank you all.